offensive balance that you guys had on display tonight, how much of that, in your mind, came from kind of the hot start that you guys had, and how much of it was, I guess, finding ways throughout the game to maintain when they made runs?
Yeah, I mean, it's never perfect, and I think you said it, is like keep fighting and keep responding to their punch and punch back. And I think different guys were big at different times, right? Like Mike got it going, Noah made good shots. I think the playmaking, especially in the first half, with 15 assists, and 14 in the second half, like I think we spaced the floor well, that's good to see. CT in the second half. So it's good to have different guys scoring because that tells you that you're harder to guard. So credit to our guys trying to make that simple play. We shot 15 corner threes, which is a lot of them. And that's a good sign.
With Noah, obviously the numbers jump off the page tonight compared to what it's been over the last 5, 6, 7. But what have you thought of kind of his process throughout after a really good stretch? He struggles for the first time in a little while and now bounces back tonight.
I mean, that's who Noah is. He'll always fight back. We believe in him. He always works and tries to do the right things. He's hard on himself. And like you said, maybe he had a couple games where he wanted to be better, but I still believe that he'll come back, and I still want him to shoot the ball. I still want him to drive the ball and keep growing his game. And today I thought, you see the numbers and the line is great, but that winning play at the end where we turn it over and then he got a block and the ball bounced out of the other player's head, that's unbelievable. And those are the plays to me are the most important, is winning plays. And those usually happen defensively, after something bad happens, like a turnover. And that's we have to keep preaching those plays, and that was unbelievable.
I know you touched on it a little bit before the game. When asked about MPJ, you said you were confident that he would come out and play well on both ends of the court. Did you get the vibe that this game did mean a lot to him and that it meant something for his teammates to win it for him?
I think it means a lot to him because he's been there for a long time, and he's got, a lot of people that he shared the locker room for a long time. Probably more of a question for him than for me, but I'm very happy for the group. I'm very happy for Michael.
Jordi, Cam was scoreless on one shot in the first half, and then he finished, I think, at 17 on 9 shots in the second half. Was there something said to him or a message that led to that kind of flip in mentality?
No, I thought that he kept making the right play because they were blitzing him, and every time they blitzed him, he got the ball to the open man, and we were finding the right shots. Once again, we got to the half with 15 assists, and a lot of times when you get blitzed and you find the player in the middle, you don't get the assist because the ball goes to the middle to the corner, whatever the case may be. But you've created that, and I thought that Cam's impact in the game was big in the first half because he was unselfish and he created those shots, and big in the second because some of the things that he did, they couldn't blitz him, and he found himself into the rim. He found himself doing what he does, making tough shots. And like you said, he ended up with 17 points. And, obviously the plus minus doesn't really make a lot of sense, as you guys know. But everything was positive. There's a few things defensively that could have been better as a group, but I thought those two halves were like he did the right thing for the team in the first half, passing the ball out of the blitzes. He was aggressive and scored in the second, so it's a perfect balance.
And then with Day'Ron, he's kind of been a guy who, with Nick's, really efficient start to the season, the minutes have been kind of low, but continues to produce in his opportunities, says all the right things. Now he's gotten this opportunity and looked really good in the last 2 games. Just what can you say about his attitude and what he's been able to do on the court with this expanded minutes the last 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, Day'Ron is always willing to do the right things, and expanding his minutes, it's not always easy because you have to play through, the load is much higher. But like you see the 4 assists to 1 turnover, we play through him, his efficiency. He's been very, very good. Obviously, we miss Nick, but these games and these minutes he's shown growth. and those are the positive steps that we need. And I can only say great things, but on both ends, he was the anchor defensively today from the beginning on those blitzes with Jamal, and he was awesome.
Throughout this season, you guys had been at your best when you guys held opponents to like 110 points, 105 points, but how encouraging is it to see you guys win a game like this that was basically a shootout from the beginning?
I kind of disagree because they scored, if my math is correct, 52 points in the first half. So I think defensively right there. Now in the second, probably by the numbers here, 63 points is not what you want to allow, but we also scored 68. So we won both halves. We got to be better defensively. Finding ways to score is also important. We have guys like Noah, CT, and Mike that we know they can score. And then we have these other guys like Dayron that today finished with 17, Yegor, Zaire. So it's just good, just making the right play. Like I said, finding 15 corner threes was important with the way we needed to space the floor and, have those shots to the rim instead of turnovers. 10 turnovers is a really good number. We still won less points than turnovers. That means that they create less than 1 point per possession out of the turnovers, but that was not the case. That could have been better.
How much do you feel like Dayron's varied skill set? He can play at the hub, short roll, and then on defense he can play different coverages. How valuable is that skill for your center to have, do you feel like?
Yeah, and he keeps getting better and growing. And once again, like Nick and him, I think the work that Juwan Howard has done with them, obviously somebody who's done it at the highest level ever, it's priceless. And you just see how these guys keep growing, keep growing and getting better. And a lot of times you need a little bit of tough love. Sometimes you need support. And I think Juwan has been amazing. Those guys now, you can see that how much they've grown and where they at. And we still think that there's a lot more room to improve.